Breakfast. Y'all know breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I'm having some beef jerky and a fiber one bar just to start off right, I guess. Even though I don't think that's right. I feel like beef jerky is a snack and a fiber one bar. I'll pass. But not today. I'm sorry. I'm mad my reds don't match. I've been watching Ooh La Looks. And so, you know, if I'm going to be in front of the camera, I have to be presented in the best of light. Okay, but thank you, Lord God, for everything and for all that He has brought me through and all He is bringing towards me. I know a year ago today, I mean, I was damn well on my deathbed. You know, I was just involved in a life-altering, life-changing accident that I told y'all about. I'm not supposed to be here today. I'm most definitely not supposed to be smashing on some beef jerky, sitting in front of the camera, speaking to the Lakeisha show. Again, you know, that's not how it's supposed to work out. But that's exactly how it did work out by the grace of God, you know. And I'm doing better every day. And I can be nothing but grateful. And don't be listening to these doctors. If y'all in the hospital and y'all going through something or y'all family going through something, don't take everything these doctors say to heart, because they told me I was gonna be brain dead. Well, they didn't tell me, they told my family at the point, because I was in a coma. But when I got out the coma, they told me I was gonna be paralyzed. I was never going to use my left side again. I thought I was never going to eat again. I thought I was never going to talk again. It's just too much going on. But God is real and His love is real. So wake up today and say, thank you, Lord God, for this beautiful, I mean, even though I don't even like the snow, thank you for the snowstorm. Shoot, thank you for the rain and the sun, because without the rain, you wouldn't grow.
Queen bee, want no smoke with me. Okay. Been turn this motherfucker up 800 degrees. My whole team eat chefs cause she's a treat. Ooh, she's so bougie, bon appetit. I'm a savage, attitude nasty.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to the Lakeisha show. Yes, I'm still smashing. But today, we are going to talk about, yes, this is another Black History lesson, so make sure y'all tune in. Today, we're going to talk about Mansa Musa and his pilgrimage to Mecca. Musa was born in the year 1280. He was also the 10th Mansa in the Mali Empire. Now, Mansa is not his name, it's a term. It actually stands for conqueror or emperor. Now, this man of African descent and melanated skin, this man is described as the wealthiest individual in history. Not just like, you know, oh, he had this, he was very wealthy. No, he was the wealthiest. Now, at the time of his ascension or rise to the throne, the Mali Empire was quickly growing stronger and stronger every day. They were a huge force at this time, and they had taken over the Ghana Empire. They had taken over 24 cities in surrounding areas in their surrounding areas. So like, they were just getting down to business. Mansa was doing his job. At this time, Mali. Okay, so don't even listen to me, because at this time it was Cairo and it wasn't Mali until after the voyage to Mecca. Always want to go. To this day, y'all seen the Pocahontas cartoon? What was they here for? For gold. Mansa Musa was a very smart man, and he was a patron of science, the arts, literature, architecture. Everything flourished under his rule. He was not letting his people go out how some people are going out today. Okay, now, so let's get into this pilgrimage. Pilgrimage is like a journey or a religious journey, and a pilgrim is someone who travels to a foreign land. So, you know, when you hear about the pilgrims, they weren't called pilgrims because, you know, that was like their society name or anything like that. They were called pilgrims because they went on a pilgrimage to land across an ocean that has never, you know, been settled in. So, you know, just a quick insight. He goes on this expedition to Mecca, and he has like 60,000 men with him. That's a lot of people right there. Just you and 60,000 men. That's almost too much. That's a, oh, I can't go. That's a who I going type of, you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't have just like, you know, regular men traveling with him. He has 60,000 rich, wealthy men, you know what I'm saying? They're all wearing brocade and Persian silks and things like that. And, you know, this is Africa in the 1300s. You know, you don't... What is brocade? Brocade is a very fine, very established type of fabric. It, you know, if you had it, you were, you know, you were royalty. It's very beautiful, and it also most of the time had like gold or silver stitched into the weavings. You know what I'm saying? So like, I need some of that. But these 60,000 men, they're over here wearing brocade and Persian silk, and you know, this is Africa in the 1300s. You don't, from all the stuff that we hear about Africa, you don't expect to, you don't think that, you know, there's people out in Africa at this time that, you know, is living like this. You think of people, savages, when you truthfully, that's because that's what they want you to think. But truthfully, it wasn't. He also had 12,000 slaves with him. So 60,000 plus 12,000, that's 72,000. That's a lot of people. And on top of that, every slave, so each of the 12,000 people was carrying 4 pounds of gold bars. That right there is 48,000 pounds of gold. Hoocha. He also had people carrying gold staffs and everything. He had about 80 camels. And the camels carried about 50 to 100 pounds of gold dust. I mean, what you need some gold dust for? To sprinkle on these? I mean, at this point, what is it? You're flexing. I mean, the biggest flex in history. Had to throw on a sweater. It was just a bit chilly. Just a bit. One thing I do like about this story is that when he told all these people to come with him on this journey, he didn't just tell them, okay, come with me, bring you some food and all that stuff. He said, no, just come, drop everything that you're doing and just come with me. I got you. He paid for, well, it's not like they were stopping at McDonald's or anything, but he handled everything for the procession. He handled all the necessities. He fed all the men. He fed all the animals. So, you know, this man was rolling with a big bang. He said, okay, I got it. Here you go. But on his way to Mecca, Mansa Musa was changing the world. He was literally changing economies by just giving gifts of gold. He would give gifts of gold to, you know, poor children he would see. And he would give gifts of gold to, you know, cities that he passed through, like Cairo and Medina. But he would literally offset the economic state of the cities he would come through because he had so much money and he just wanted to give. Like, he gave, he traded, and he built a mosque every Friday. So wait. Let me, hold on. Oh, and Cairo is in Egypt, just saying, you know, all the movies, all the Egyptians be like white, which is just a bit weird to me, but you know, you get the gist. This man was probably bored one day and was like, let's just go here. But on the journey to the destination, he decided, you know what? I'm going to leave my mark. I'm going to build this mosque here. I'm going to build this mosque here. I'm going to build a mosque every Friday. Yes, I'm going to do that. And then on top of that, I'm going to show y'all how to spend a bag for real. And I'm going to just, and not even spend a bag. I'm going to show y'all what real money, how real money moves. And you know what? I'm going to change your whole economic policy in your city. I'm going to change that whole thing just because I wanted to give you a few gifts. Here's you know, some gold dust, some gold bars. And I'm going to show y'all what I'm living with, how I'm living, because I'm just in awe though, because he really met with pharaohs and sultans and you know, of some of the richest places, you know, we know of, like of Egypt. Like, he caused a 10-year gold recession in the cities of Cairo, Medina, and Mecca. The sudden like influx of gold devalued the metal significantly. And then it also put everything into inflation, because, you know, back then, you know, gold was like a commodity. It was like Tiffany for real. Like, I need the gold. I want the gold. And if I have the gold, I'm rich and I'm powerful, and you're under me, basically. But he came in, he said, well, you're all under me, so let me show y'all for real. What I also like is that he wasn't doing it on no cocky stuff. He did it because he wanted to just give. He was very giving, kind-hearted or whatever, but he was very generous. He was very generous. He gave out donations everywhere, and on his way back from Mecca, he like realized it, because on his way back, he's seeing the people like kind of like not struggling, but struggling in a way, because dang, how they used to live and what used to give them money and how they used to make their money, how they used to get their food, is really nothing now. Because I came in and I showed him it's nothing. On his way back, he's like, okay, let me set things straight. So he borrows all the money or all the gold that his procession could possibly carry from Egypt once again. So like, you came to Egypt, you kind of did them dirty on the low. Not knowing that you did them dirty, but you kind of just altered their life a bit, and they're not taking it too well. So you decided that you're going to just take all the gold back that you could possibly carry. And this is the first time in history that one man actually controlled the price of gold. Like, he was the gold man. And y'all know melanin, you know, the stuff that makes our skin the color of copper. Melanin is worth more than gold a gram. So, you know, these little African kids that's coming up missing, and the little boy who they found rolled up in a mat at his school, and he had like no heart, his whole insides was cut open. And then the boxer, what's his name? Was it Kimbo Slice? I don't know who it was, but he died not too long ago of a heart something. But I'm thinking, I'm like, I mean, don't let me get into talking about organ trafficking and stuff, because it'll just be all day and I'll be late for work. I also feel like he did this a little bit on purpose too, because Cairo at this point in time in history is the biggest gold industry, has the biggest gold industry, you know what I'm saying? But what he wanted to do was move the gold, like basically move the gold from Cairo to places like, Timbuktu. So he went into Cairo, he affected their gold economy, he brought it down a bit. He showed them like, okay, I had to show them my wealth, and I had to show them my wealth basically to show them that their wealth is not it. This is not where it's at. This is where you think it's at, but it's not really where it's at. He does that to a couple of cities, not just Cairo, but he does that. Then on his way back, he's probably thinking in his head like, let me go. Then he's like, Let me go see how they feeling now. Let me go check up on them. Then he walking up to the gates. He like, okay, let me put my face on because I gotta act like I don't know what they doing or what they going through, even though I do because I put them in this place. He walks up, he see they doing bad. He like, all right, well, let me just take all this gold, the gold that I gave you plus your gold. So then your gold, the price of your gold will rise, so therefore you can have your gold economy back or whatever. But y'all don't got no gold because I got it. And guess what I'm about to do with it? I'm about to take it to my city, so I will have your gold economy. I will be the place where people come and buy huge, large amounts of gold from. Mansa Musa made a major point to show off his nation's wealth and power, and he greatly succeeded in that. Death is argued about all over. But we're not even going to get into that because there's no death to a man like Mansa Musa. His legacy lives on forever. Like, I'm talking about it today, and he was born in 1280, and I'm talking about it in 2021. So y'all see how that goes. I just love how he puts his empire on, his city on, you know, how he put his people on to greater things. Like, instead of having Cairo be the leader in, you know, gold and stuff like that, the trading of gold and the buying of gold, he said, well, you know what? He probably thought about this for a little minute too. Or then again, he probably didn't even think about it. He probably didn't do it on purpose for real. But he seen it. And then he was like, Then he capitalized on it, basically. He seen how it did, you know, he wanted to just be nice and to show off, basically, in the beginning. But then he seen how it all was playing out, and he was like, you know what? Not only am I showing y'all how great my people is, or how great my community is, but I'm about to make it even greater because you've been downplayed and I'm on the come up. Do not forget that Mansa Musa was the wealthiest man in history, a man of melanated skin of African descent. Like, they love to try to downplay people or downplay Black people and try to tell us we're lazy, we're this, we're that, and we're not this and we're not that. But it has happened before and it will happen again. His net worth today would have been $400 billion. $400 billion. Now I see why he was building a mosque every Friday. Thank y'all for tuning in. I don't know if you could tell, but this Lakeisha was actually, this Black History lesson was just a little bit rushed. I did not write anything down. I literally just did my research this morning, even though I already knew about Mansa Musa. And I already knew, you know, he was worth $400 billion, and I already knew he was the wealthiest person in history, and I already knew, you know, he was on a pilgrimage to Mecca. But it's a couple of things in there that I did not know, but I'm glad that I learned it, and I'm glad that I could teach it to you. I'm glad that you guys are listening, because they don't teach stuff like this. I mean, in my, well, I clearly don't go to school. I've been graduated for like 4 years now, but they don't teach stuff like this in schools, and a lot of people don't even know about this. I know I went to, when I was in like 7th or 8th grade one time, I went to a predominantly white school, and I asked this girl, I'm like, do you know who Rosa Parks is? And she like, no. I don't know if she was dumb, but I was just like, you know who Rosa Parks is? I said, do you know who Martin Luther King is? Stuff like this does not get taught, and it could get to the point where it's forgotten, but we cannot let that happen because We have to rise ourselves up. I mean, because when you think of, you want to be Michael Jordan and you want to be this and that, and that's cool, because I would love to be swish, swish, but you know, or you want to be Lil Wayne or you stuff like that. No, we don't want to be like that. So we don't want to be given our money from people that are higher than us. We want to be the hires. We want to be the upper echelons. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just have to look at better people for as what's that thing? A role model. I don't know, but we just have to look at better people to like base our lives off of. But read a book. Don't let me be the only one telling y'all about y'all past selves, you know, about something that you could be, something that you could grow into, because, I mean, a lot of people claim they don't like to read. I mean, when's the last time y'all read a book? To be honest. When's the last time you read anything other than a text message or a Facebook post or a tweet or anything? Like, read something. Read a magazine. Read something. You have to keep stuff like that flowing, because, I mean, I said this before. They said, if you want to keep something from a Black person, put it in a book. And I'm sad to say that's almost true. I was in school and people didn't want to read, and people didn't know how to read and stuff like that. So I'm just like, teach yourselves and do not be afraid of being taught, please.